Good evening. 2 weeks after he won a controversial referendum, Turkish President Erdogan is set to make his first foreign trip. He's coming to India on Sunday. And WION travelled to Ankara to get you an interview that sets the agenda for this visit. President Erdogan spoke to us about everything from the Kashmir dispute to India's United Nations Security Council bid, Turkey's objections to India's entry to the nuclear suppliers group, to the OIC's criticism of India. On Gravitas tonight, we bring you the highlights and examine what can be expected from this visit. Let me ask you this, Mohammed. To say that both India and Pakistan are right is, well, an ambivalent position, as Ambassador Karju said. What kind of a message does it send to India, to Delhi, just days before the visit?
It's a fact that over the years, Turkey has supported Pakistan's position on almost everything. It was with Pakistan's request that Turkey opposed India's bid to join the NSG. And Foreign Minister Çavuşoğlu also, when he was in Pakistan, he said, we fully support Pakistan's stand on Kashmir issue. And he also said that we would accept OIC's delegation if there is a delegation that could come to Kashmir and see the human rights violations going on there. We would accept the delegation to come to the valley and do that. So Pakistan and Turkey's relationship has been strong. With India, the relationship, just because of the Turkey's preference of the Pakistan policy and everything, they have been distant with what India has to say.
So this was only to be expected.
Yeah.
We also asked President Erdogan about why Turkey is blocking India's bid to find a place on the nuclear suppliers group, and this is what he had to say.
In terms of nuclear suppliers group, we have been supportive of India and we have been supportive of Pakistan similarly.
What do you think? Do you believe Prime Minister Modi can influence him enough to...
Before I say that, I would like to add something. In 2015, the Turkish government banned all weapon manufacturing companies from selling lethal weapons to India. And that was not announced publicly. Companies like Aselsan, that was banned from selling lethal weapons to India, but that decision was taken just to appease our regional rival Pakistan. So clearly the Turkish government doesn't trust India on these issues and prefers Pakistan over everything. Now, coming to the NSG bid, I really think, as Mr. Karju said, Turkey is far more committed to Pakistan's stand on many issues, not just this. And Pakistan has also been reciprocating what Turkey wants from them in terms of taking actions against the movement of Mr. Fethullah Gulen. Pakistan denied visas to the Turkish teachers in Pakistan.
That's an issue that has been raised with India.
Yes. So I mean, they have this mutual relationship and they have been exchanging goodwills with each other. So they have been doing it over years, and I don't really think, even if President Erdogan, when he's in Delhi, if he commits to anything, when he goes back to Pakistan, to Turkey, or if he goes to Pakistan anyway, he'd say something completely opposite. And he has done that previously as well, and I'd not be surprised if he does that again.
Right, I'll come to Gulen schools and we'll dwell on it in a bit, but I also want to play out one more reaction, one more soundbite from the Turkish president when he was asked about India's attempts to find a place on the United Nations high table, a permanent membership to the UNSC. This was his position.
The world is greater than 5. If it gets accepted by the world, India will become one of the permanent seat holders of the Security Council at the UN.
Do you see a shift in Turkey's position vis-a-vis India's UNSC bid?
They'd officially say that, and I think Turkey has also been saying that the UNSC should be reformed, and the world is bigger than 5. That is the phrase that President Erdogan uses. But In terms of, as the history says, what they have, their policy has been towards India. I'm not very optimistic about anything they're doing positive towards India.
You mentioned Gulen schools, and Turkey has spoken about these institutions in India. If I'm not wrong, there are 9 such schools in India. Given the recent crackdown in Turkey, we understand how significant this is for President Erdogan personally. How do you see India navigating this one?
First of all, I'd like to give a background on the issue. President blames Gulen for being the mastermind of the coup and the movement members, the movement for orchestrating it. But the UK's foreign committee's report has said that there's no evidence to prove that. David Nunes of US House Intelligence Committee also said that. The chief of German intelligence agency also said this, that there's no evidence whatsoever to link the movement or Fethullah Gulen to the coup attempt. Now, starting from that, in Turkey, over 120,000 people, 120,000 people have been purged from their positions. Many teachers, military officers, police officers, we can understand. But what was the crime of, or what connection did teachers, academics, journalists have with the coup attempt, that they have been purged, they have been removed from their positions? So Turkey is the worst jailer of journalists in the world, surpassing even China and Iran. 231 journalists are in jail right now, and 15 universities have been shut down. Over 1,000 schools have been shut down, just on the accusation that they belonged to the Gulen movement or whatever. And Gulen movement is not a violent, terrorist, radical organization that the government would like the world to believe. But then coming to, and they have been trying to convince all foreign governments in all countries around the world to crack down on Gulen institutions, including India. The record of the movement is there. The institutions, what they have been working is, Gulen movement is all about education, dialogue and charity work. That is what the Fethullah Gulen preaches, and that is what the people who are inspired by him do in India and in other countries as well.
So how do you see India reacting?
I mean, as a democratic country, as a country which respects rule of law, I think India should not be taking any action against the movement in India and the good works that the movement has been doing in the country.